Hello and welcome. My name is Maddie Elkin Aquino, and I am a training manager with Healthcare Education and Training. Additionally, I teach yoga, so today I'm going to be leading you through an easy yoga series to help relax and just find some health for yourself today. So the postures that I'm going to be walking you through can easily be done from your bed if you would like to get extra comfy today. Or if not, feel free to lay out a yoga mat or a blanket on the earth, and that's where you can meet me today. So we're going to begin our session today lying down on our back, finding a fully reclined position. And as we get here, let's just take a couple moments maybe to roll around the wrists and ankles, maybe rock the head side to side. Maybe we walk the shoulder blades underneath the heart center. And just the goal is to feel nice and relaxed. We're going to take a couple breaths here. If you feel safe and comfortable, maybe you close your eyes, or maybe you come to a soft gaze. And we're just going to take a couple beats and noticing our body, noticing our breath, and noticing our mind. While we do this, let's take a full body scan, starting from the tip of our head, going all the way down to our toes. As you scan the body, let's make note of any parts that are extra tense or tight. Maybe parts that we need to release right now, or something you would like to tend to later on in practice. This might mean unclasping the hands, releasing the shoulders, or maybe it's one hip or part of your back that is uncomfortable. Now that we've noticed the body, let's send our attention to our breath. Simply noticing rather than changing. Seeing where it lives in the body. Maybe you feel the cool air as it enters the nostrils. Maybe you notice if the breath goes to your lungs, or maybe you're breathing deep into your belly. On the exhale, notice when the belly and chest lower. Notice the warm air as it exits through the nostrils. As we find some stillness, let's see if we can slowly elongate and deepen the breath. Seeing if we can feel the belly rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. Maybe you even bring one hand to the top of the belly, feeling that diaphragm rise and fall. Five more breaths, just like that. that last exhalation, let's release the hand back to the earth. Let's now send our attention to our mind, knowing that it might be wandering to things you learned earlier today or what you're going to be doing later today. Seeing if we can use the tool of attention, attending to our breath and body, so that we can be here in the present moment. We're going to take these last moments in class, this whole practice, to really send attention and love to our body. Working in public health, you know best that healthy people create healthy communities. Let's find some help for ourselves. As we sit with that intention, maybe another thought, intention, or prayer comes to your body, mind, and spirit. Maybe something for your class, your reason for showing up, something more personal than your own health. Let's use our next exhalation to let that thought, intention, or prayer out into the world. We'll use our next inhale to bring gentle movements to our body, rocking the head, maybe rolling the wrist and ankles. Maybe noticing any cracks or pops. Knowing that's all normal. Just doing what feels good. Eventually, we'll slowly make our way to a full body stretch, as if you were waking up from a nice nap, reaching the hands up over the ears, pointing and flexing the toes, maybe wiggling the shoulders and hips. Eventually, we'll find the longest stretch we can find, growing as tall as we can get. Keeping our torso where it's at, we're slowly going to walk our shoulders over to the right side of the mat, bringing the arms along with it. Again, keeping the torso right where it's at, but this time we're going to walk the toes over to the right side of the mat or blanket you're on, coming into this banana or crescent moon shape. Let's take 5 deep inhalations and exhalations here, feeling a nice stretch all the way from your left toes up through the left side body and to the fingertips. 3 more breaths here. Let's release our shoulders if we're holding tension. Maybe release gripping in the fingers and toes. As we find space in the body, as we notice if we can go deeper into this posture or asana, maybe we choose to pick up the left foot and cross it over top of the right ankle, finding a little bit of a deeper stretch. If you still have more space in the body, maybe the right wrist goes around the left wrist, helping to encourage that torso deeper into the stretch. 3 more breaths right here. Using each exhalation to release more tension. Feeling the support of whatever is underneath you. Beautiful. When you're ready, let's uncross our feet, unclasp the hands if done so, and walk our torso back into the center of our mat or bed. Reaching our arms high, pointing our toes, finding length again, before keeping the torso where it's at and walking the shoulders over to the left side. Arms and hands follow. And then when you're ready, maybe the toes walk over to the left side as well. Again, finding this crescent shape, but this time feeling the stretch all the way from the right toes up to the right fingertips. If you have found a little bit more space in your body, if you'd like to go a little deeper in the stretch, maybe the right foot crosses over the left ankle. Maybe the left hand encourages the right wrist up and over a little more. 5 more breaths. Seeing if we can find a deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Belly rise on the inhale, belly fall on the exhale. When you're finished with your 5 breaths, slowly we make our way back through center, growing tall from fingers to toes. We'll use an exhale to pull the belly button to the spine, engaging the core as we bring our knees in close to our chest for a comfortable chest squeeze. As we're here, maybe we rock side to side, giving ourselves a little low back massage. Or maybe we pick up the toes and allow them to kiss the knees, lengthening out the spine. We're going to take one more breath here, doing whatever feels good in your body. With our next inhalation, keeping the left knee close into the chest, we're going to reach the right toes long. As we come here, let's release unneeded tension from the fingers and toes. Maybe roll around the ankle, finding lots of ease or sukha. We can stay right here, just hugging that knee into the chest, or maybe we start to open up the hip by tracing a line with our left knee from the left shoulder into the midline, finding this little windshield wiper motion with the knee. Finding some opening, a little lubrication. The next time our knee is falling open to the left shoulder, we're going to allow it to stay there. We'll reach with our right hand to come to a T position. Our knee is to the left. Our gaze and nose is going to go to the right. Using that left hand to encourage the knee open. Let's have a nice active foot here, meaning the toes are flexed. 3 more breaths. With our next inhalation, our nose comes back through center, and our right hand is going to come onto the knee, helping to encourage it up and over the body, coming to a gentle twist. The hips might come off of the earth. The left hand reaches wide. Our gaze goes to the left. As we find some relaxation here, let's put a little extra weight in the left shoulder, seeing if it can fall closer towards the earth. Maybe we put a pillow or blanket underneath that left knee that's crossed over the body, helping to provide a little support, especially if the knee isn't touching the earth. A couple more breaths here. Seeing if we can maintain deep inhalations and exhalations, even in this twisted position. We'll use our next inhale to bring our nose and knee back to center. When you're ready, with an exhale, both knees come into our heart center. Again, maybe we find a little rocking side to side. This time, maybe the knees fall outside of the chest while you rock side to side. Focusing at self-massage on the mid-back. Doing whatever feels good. Remembering these moments of class are for your individual health. Beautiful. When you're ready, we'll find some stillness, this time reaching the left toes out long, keeping the right knee in close to the body. Maybe we find a gentle rocking side to side with that knee, tracing a line from our right shoulder into our heart center, back and forth, providing a little lubrication to that hip joint. Keeping active feet here so that we protect those knees. The next time our knee is out to the side, out to the right side of our body, we're gonna allow it to stay there, keeping the hand on the knee, just encouraging it to open up. Maybe the left arm reaches out to the side in a T shape. Maybe the gaze goes over to the left. 4 more breaths right here. Allowing the back body to melt into your support with each exhalation. At the end of your 4 breaths, our nose comes back to center. We're going to reach up and over with the left hand, grabbing our knee and encouraging it over torso. So we're coming into a twist on the opposite side. Hips might raise. We're trying to anchor that right shoulder down, maybe reaching the right hand out to the side. Maybe gaze goes over to the right. Just a gentle supine twist. 4 more breaths here. Knowing we can always put a pillow or a blanket underneath this space between the earth and our right knee. We'll use our next inhalation to bring our nose and knees back through center. Maybe with an exhale, both knees come close into the chest. We're going to make our way onto our bottom, and we can do so just by coming onto one side and gently pressing up, or maybe if you'd like to continue this theme of self-massage, maybe we take a little rock and roll up and down the spine, gently, eventually making our way into a nice comfortable seat. Sukhasana, easy sitting pose. This might look a number of ways depending on your body, but we're just looking for a cross-legged or kneeling position. Maybe you choose to sit up on a pillow or a blanket. This can help, especially if you have some tight hips. As we get here, maybe we rock side to side, finding some grounding. We're going to take a couple moments to really send our attention to our shoulders, neck, and head. Before doing anything, let's close our eyes or find a soft gaze. Let's do that full body scan again, starting from the crown of our head, tracing down the front and back of our body, making our way all the way on to our toes. What else does your body need today? Beautiful. With that in mind, let's begin to loosen up the shoulders by finding some gentle shoulder rolls. One way, maybe going the opposite way. Maybe you get your arm involved with elbows bent, or maybe full windshield wipers, more like a windmill, forward and back. Couple more breaths, just exploring this movement. And as you do so, maybe your neck gets involved. Pulling the shoulders up while the neck rolls around. One more breath wherever you're at. We'll use our next inhale to find our head over our heart over our pelvis. Feeling tension relax out of the shoulders so they're falling away from the ears and back towards the midline. Feeling a nice open heart here. Let's take some gentle neck rolls. Using an exhale, our gaze will go down towards our belly button. And if you have a very tight neck here today, maybe this is where you stay, just allowing gravity to release the back of the neck. Or maybe you find some gentle movements with an inhale, rocking our right ear over our right shoulder. Exhale, back through center. Inhale, left ear over left shoulder. Continue on your own, finding the meaning of our breath, our movement, and our mind. 3 more rounds on your own. At the end of those 3 rounds, let's all meet in center with our gaze down towards the belly button, feeling the shoulders release tension. We use an inhale to carve a line with the nose where our head is up over top of our heart. Let's close our eyes, feeling our left side and right side Sending attention to our shoulders, neck, and face. Do they need anything else from you? If so, feel free to take that movement now. Knowing your intuition is the most important guide. Beautiful. Continue on your own if that is feeling good. When you're ready, we're all going to meet on our hands and knees. It might feel good if you're on the earth to bring a blanket here with you, putting it underneath your knees, providing a little extra padding. Eventually, we'll meet in a tabletop position with our wrists underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. Let's take a couple of breaths here just to feel into this posture like we did when we were laying down. Maybe that means wiggling side to side, front and back. Maybe it means picking up one palm and then the other, or getting into our wrist or ankles. Eventually, we'll find a moment where our hands are grounding into the earth, our feet, either the top of them or curling our toes under, are grounding into the earth as well. We use this energy of pressing into the earth to allow our front body, our belly, to meet our back body. Just a nice strong table here. When you're ready, we're going to begin to bring some movement into this. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. This is our cow posture. Coming to some spinal flexion here. We'll take a full breath here. Nice sway in the back, opening of the heart, gaze goes up. On our next exhale, we'll start to round through, pulling the belly button to the spine, coming to our cat posture, where our gaze goes back towards our knees. Let's take a full breath here again, feeling this doming of the back. When you're ready, we'll begin to link movement with breath. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, rounding through, spine goes high. 3 more on your own. Again, finding the link between body, mind, and breath. Really allowing your breath to lead this movement. The next time our spine is high, we'll keep this arch in it as we press our hips back towards our heels, coming to a child's pose. We have lots of options here. Maybe our knees stay close into the torso, or maybe we walk them out a little bit, allowing the big toes to touch, giving space for our chest. Our hands can reach forward as the head falls towards the earth or whatever support is beneath you. The head does not need to reach the earth, and if it doesn't, we can always put a pillow or a block underneath our face to allow us to feel a little more supported. Additionally, if the shoulders are a little tight today, maybe the hands come to the back of our feet, creating more of this cat-like spine, a little doming effect here. Wherever you're at, whichever expression of child's pose, know it's right for you. And take 3 more breaths. With your next inhalation, let your thought, intention, or prayer come back into your body. Exhale, release it into the earth. Remembering that healthy people create healthy communities. With our next inhale, we're all going to meet back up in our tabletop position. Feeling wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath our hips. When you're ready, we're going to bring our left hand into the center of the earth, reaching high with an inhale, our right hand, finding an expansion here. Maybe just like we did with our hip, we can find a little windshield wiper effect, waving the hand side to side, getting into that shoulder. Staying here for as long as feels good. We'll use an exhale to come to our next asana or posture. Thread the needle. Bringing our right hand in between the space of our left wrist and knee, allowing the shoulder and cheek to come towards the earth. They may not touch, and if so, we can put a pillow or blanket underneath them. Eventually, we'll rest our shoulder on the earth, our cheek on the earth. The hips remain high. Our left hand maybe reaches towards the front edge of our mat, or maybe it comes up and over, twisting the spine a little bit more as the hand rests on the right hip. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. At the end of those 3 breaths, let's bring our left hand back underneath our shoulder point, whatever that means for you. We'll send attention into the palm of the hand, pressing into the earth, engaging the core as we reach high with the right hand. Again, maybe we find a little wave of the hand, really opening up that shoulder. When you're ready, both hands come to the earth. We're back in our tabletop position. Let's take a round of cat-cow. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, spine goes high. We use an inhale to find our table as our right hand comes back through center. We use another inhale to lift the left arm high. Maybe we wave. Eventually, we find expansion. Before exhaling, threading the left hand in between the space between the right wrist and knee. The left shoulder and cheek come to the earth or support beneath you. Maybe with that right hand, we reach it forward, or maybe we find more of a twisted position by reaching it up and over to the left hip. Let's take 4 deep inhalations and exhalations here. Use your next exhale to release unneeded tension, to find a little bit of ease or sukha. Use your next inhale to slowly unwind yourself, bringing the right hand back underneath the right shoulder, pressing into the earth to raise the left arm high. Again, maybe you find some circles with that shoulder, just reawakening it. Eventually, we'll all come back to our hands and knees. Again, finding our cat-cow. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, rounding through. Continue on your own, finding where your breath and movement meet. And we can stay with this traditional cat-cow, or maybe we find some more organic movements. Wagging the tail, gaze going back to the toes. Maybe we find some hip circles. Maybe we start to expand this movement by exhaling our hips towards our heels, child pose. Inhaling forward into a cobra. So lots of options here. Finding whatever movement feels the best to you. 4 more breaths to play. At the end of those 4 breaths, let's all make our way back to our child's pose. Hips towards heels, head resting on the earth or a support beneath you. Hands stretched out in front or back behind the feet. As we come to our child's pose, let's again take a full body scan. From toes all the way up to our nose. Noticing if our body needs anything else before we take our final resting posture. If so, feel free to take that now. Maybe it's another hip opener. Maybe some more movement in the shoulders or neck. Maybe you're just ready to rest and you'd like to make your way onto your back. Feel free to do whatever your body is needing of you. Eventually, we're all going to make our way back onto our back, coming to a fully reclined position again, allowing the toes to reach towards the opposite corners of the mat, allowing the hands to rest 6 to 8 inches away from the body. Maybe take some gentle movements with the wrists and ankles. Maybe you cozy the shoulders underneath the heart center. Our final position, posture of restoration is Shavasana, which literally translates to corpse pose, the death or end of our practice. As we rest here, allow the back body to feel heavy, as if it's sinking into warm sand. With that sinking feeling, allow any tension or unneeded stress to melt with it. Allow the front body to grow light and airy, as if it was clouds floating above. Again, between the heaviness of the back body and the lightness of the front body, we notice a circulation of air, upon which resides prana, energy or life force. You might also know it as spirit. As we rest here, we use our attention to focus on this energy, on life in its purest form. We know that if our mind wanders, we'll simply guide it right back to this present moment. Knowing the practice of yoga is not in the control of the body or mind. Rather, it's the practice of the return to the present moment so that we can appreciate life in its most simplest form. Allow your next inhalation to be the deepest one you've taken all day. Filling the belly full with air. Exhale, side at the mouth as you find some gentle movement to your fingers and toes. Reawakening the body. Maybe you come to a full body stretch or a nice, comfortable knee squeeze. Eventually, our movement will bring us to our favorite side of our body, resting in a fetal posture with the knees close in, the head resting on the arm, hands on the earth or the support beneath you. As we rest in this posture of rebirth, we come back into the world with a sense of gratitude. We send a thank you to the support beneath us for supporting our practice. We send a thank you to our body for all it was able to do through our practice. A thank you to our mind for showing up. And a thank you to the practice itself, yoga, hailing from India. Knowing it's given us lots of tools for self-awareness and health. With this sense of gratitude, we'll slowly press ourselves up to a comfortable seat. Sukhasana, easy sitting pose. Maybe bringing a prop with you to sit on. And as we land here, let's do so with our eyes closed or a soft gaze. Taking one more moment to allow our thought, intention, or prayer to come back into our body. Maybe you forgot it, and that's okay. Maybe you come up with a new one. Maybe you sit with the thought that healthy people create healthy communities. With that, together we'll end class by inhaling, sweeping our arms out, up and around, catching all of that great virtual energy. Exhale, hands down to heart center. I like to end with a prayer for peace. You can join me by bowing and repeating the phrase Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your time at the conference.